welcome to our Evergreen program. This is the 18th year that we've done Evergreen, and like so many things this year, we're doing it differently. We're doing it virtual. My name is Dina Graff. I'm the director of Be Home Services and Supplies, and I'm so happy that you are joining us virtually as we have this program to help all of you. I just have a few things to say, and then you're going to meet many members of our team and of our hospital as we assist you through this journey. So I have a reading that I'm going to share with you. A time of grief is a time of love, a time of faith, and a time of hope. Our faith supports us as we suffer the loss of our loved one. Our hope is strengthened by the trust that sustains us. Our love brings us together to mourn and to give thanks for the life that was lovingly shared with us. Our coming together comforts us in our loss. So tonight you're going to hear some stories. You're going to hear various verses and things. So I have a story to share. I've been a hospice nurse for over 20 years, and I have this angel that I received during the holiday time with a hospice agency I used to work with. And on it, it says, "Angels are always near to those who are grieving, to whisper to them that their loved ones are safe in the hands of God." And I know as I grieve for losses that I've had in my personal life with my parents and other loved ones, and also those patients that have affected my life, I know that there is an angel with me that is bringing me comfort. And I hope that you find that angel too. Thank you for joining us, and I hope you enjoy this.
Good evening. This is another passage to read for the Evergreen program, and this is a poem entitled Evergreen. Evergreen, silent sentinel of hope through all seasons, somewhere deep within me an evergreen grows, strong, tall, resilient, always singing of life. Her stout-hearted green endures, thrives amid winter wilds. She is strong, she is evergreen, she lives in me.
My name is Melanie. I'm a hospice nurse here at Black River, and I have many stories from my past patients that I have taken care of. One in particular is a patient who actually colored this picture for me of a turtle, and that night she started her journey of passing away, and I went and sat at her bedside and I sang "Jesus Loves Me" to her until she passed away. And after that, turtles have popped up into my life like crazy, and I'm not sure if it's her thanking me or what it's from, but every time I see a turtle now, I think of her. And I have many other stories with my patients too that always remind me of the impact that they have on me as a caregiver.
There is a time to be born and a time to die, a time to plant and a time to uproot, a time to be sick and a time to heal, a time to pull down and a time to build up, a time to weep and a time to laugh, a time to mourn and a time to dance, a time to procreate and a time to abstain, a time to embrace and a time to refrain, a time to search and a time to give up, a time to keep and a time to throw away, a time to tear and a time to mend, a time to be silent and a time to speak, a time to love and a time to hate, a time to conflict and a time for peace. Ecclesiastes chapter 3, verses 1 through 8.
What does it look like in heaven? Is it peaceful, free like they say? Does the sun shine bright forever? Have your fears, pain gone away? 'Cause here on earth it feels like everything good is missing since you left. And here on earth everything's different. There's an emptiness. Oh, I hope you're dancing in the sky. I hope you're singing in the angels' choir. And I hope the angels know what they have. I bet it's so nice up in heaven since you arrived. Tell me, what do you do up in heaven? Days filled with love and light. Is there music, art and invention? Tell me, are you happy? Are you more alive? 'Cause here on earth it feels like everything good is missing since you left. And here on earth everything's different. There's an emptiness. Oh, I hope you're dancing in the sky. I hope you're singing in the angels' choir. I hope the angels know what they have. I bet it's so nice up in heaven since you arrived. And I hope you're dancing in the sky, singing in the angels' choir. And I hope the angels know what they have. I bet it's so nice up in heaven since you arrived. Since you arrived.
The holiday season is usually a very emotionally difficult time for individuals who have experienced the death of a loved one during this year. We present the lighting of these candles to honor and celebrate the life of your loved one. We light one for your grief, one for your courage, one for your memories, and one for your love.
The lighting for the first candle. The lighting of this candle represents your grief, and the pain of losing your loved one can be very intense. It reminds us of the depth of your love.
Lighting of the second candle. The lighting of this candle represents your courage to confront your sorrow, to comfort each other, and to acknowledge your life has changed.
The lighting of the third candle. This candle is a light to all of the fond memories of your loved one. It remembers the times of laughter, the times of peacefulness, the times of joy, and the times of caring that you gave to each other.
The final candle represents how love lit up your life together. As you enter this holiday season, you cherish the special place in your heart reserved for your loved one. You give thanks for the gift your loved one's life has brought you. This will always be special love.
At this time, I'd like to share with you some memories of loved ones that mostly passed away throughout the past year. And the first couple is Harold and Claudia Pine. They were my sister-in-law's parents, and I knew them since I was in high school, and just wonderful, wonderful people. They both passed away a short time apart, and they raised their children in a wonderful way. They honored and served the Lord throughout their whole life, and I just wanted to remember them as we do our program. Also, my aunt, who passed away a year and a half ago, Aunt Phoebe Bishop, and again, just a wonderful person, multi-talented artist and craft person. Again, loved her kids and grandkids, raised them up well, loved her husband, and I'm just thankful that I had her as an aunt for all these many years. And also some other individuals. Mary Peterson sent something in about David Gullah, who passed away this year. Dave loved decorating for Christmas. Some years ago, he would decorate outside for his neighbors. In later years, he concentrated on my house, putting up great displays. He had a knack for figuring out how to get all the lights connected. And one sent in by Lola Turnmeyer in memory of her husband Gordon. He was a loving husband, father, stepfather, grandpa. He was always smiling, even when he was in pain. He was always a loving person to be around. He had many friends and a loving mother-in-law and brother-in-law. He will be greatly missed. Every day, the grandkids talk about him. And this is one sent in by Dawn Bedell in memory of Shirley Petznick. Mom playing the church organ, her flower gardens, and her crocheting and quilting. This memory was sent in by Yvonne Borison in memory of Irene Lazinski. She and Dad raised 6 kids. She had a joy of cooking and baking and gathering family and friends at her table. A large garden and many flower beds were her pride and joy, along with sewing many of our clothes. Mom's collection of recipes were published into a family cookbook. God blessed us with her life of 99 and a half years, a life well lived and cherished.
I'll be reading Chief Tecumseh's words of wisdom to his people. So, live your life, that the fear of death can never enter your heart. Trouble no one about their religion. Respect others in their view, and demand that they respect yours. Love your life, perfect your life, beautify all things in your life. Seek to make your life long and its purpose in the service of your people. Prepare a noble death song for the day when you go over the great divide. Always give a word or a sign of salute when meeting or passing a friend, even a stranger, when in a lonely place. Show respect to all people and grovel to none. When you arise in the morning, give thanks for the food and for the joy of living. If you see no reason for giving thanks, the fault lies only in yourself. Abuse no one and no thing, for abuse turns the wise ones to fools and robs the spirit of its vision. When it comes your time to die, be not like those whose hearts are filled with the fear of death, so that when their time comes, they weep and pray for a little more time to live their lives over again in a different way. Sing your death song and die like a hero going home.
Today, during the service, we'd also like to acknowledge the babies that were unborn or were stillborn. And I would like to share with you this poem then written by Terry Struckman. Our Baby. An empty space where life once stirred, my eyes were not yet seeing, where once my heartbeat shared a tone with a small and fragile being, so scarcely formed yet still a life, a dream, a hope, a promise. Our plans were changed to now include this new life thrust upon us. Then, just as quickly as it came, our dreams were gone away. The deepest pain I'd ever felt, our baby died today. With footprints left upon our hearts, she gently took her leave. We're left with nothing but regret and only time to grieve. There was no service to be held, no mourning time required, no songs of longing and despair, no words to be inspired. We're simply told to bear the pain. It's nature's way, they said. I can't forget our baby moved inside me yesterday. And then, with each word of sorrow, my teardrops fell like rain. The anger and resentment are mixed with guilt and pain. I have to look to heaven for a sign, to help search out a course where love can teach acceptance and eliminate remorse. My body will accept the truth that now our baby's gone, but in our hearts our angel everlastingly lives on.
The Noble and the Brave, a Veterans Day tribute. When America had an urgent need, these brave ones raised a hand. No hesitation held them back. They were proud to take a stand. They left their friends and family. They gave up normal life to serve their country and their God. They plowed into the strife. They fought for freedom and for peace on strange and foreign shores. Some lost new friends, some lost their lives in long and brutal wars. Other veterans answered a call to support the ones who fought. Their country had requirements for the essential skills they brought. We salute every one of them, the noble and the brave, the ones still with us here today, and those who rest in a grave. So here's to our country's heroes, they're a cut above the rest. Let's give the honor that is due to our country's very best.
When I am down and oh my soul so weary, when trouble comes, my heart burdened be, then I am still and wait here in the silence until you come and sit a while with me. Raise me up so I can stand on mountains. You raise me up to walk on stormy seas. I am strong when I am on your shoulders. You raise me up to more that I can be. So weary, when trouble comes, my heart burdened be, then I am still and wait here in the silence until you come and sit a while with me. Raise me up so I can stand on mountains. You raise me up to walk on stormy seas. I am strong when I am on your shoulders. You raise me up I can be. You raise me up so I can stand on mountains. You raise me up to walk on stormy seas. I'm strong when I am on your shoulders. You raise me up to more that I can be.
I'd like to share with you some memories of loved ones that were sent in. Teresa Kane sent in a memory of John Lyle Kane. He had such an incredible smile, a smirk that you couldn't be mad at, a great love for his dog Casey. Dwayne Fate sent in a memory of Margaret Fate. Throughout a relationship with a spouse or loved ones, words of love are generally spoken and often taken for granted and forgotten. During Margie's last days, her sincere words, "I love you," and "Thank you for taking good care of me," will always be a lasting and fond memory. Phyllis Olson sent in on Everett Olson that he loved snowmobiling with his friends. And Basil Holder sent in on his wife Iris McGee Holder, a poem by Maya Angelou. When great souls die. When great souls die, the air around us becomes light, rare, sterile. We breathe briefly. Our eyes briefly see with a hurtful clarity. Our memory, suddenly sharpened, examines, gnaws on kind words unsaid, promised walks never taken. And when great souls die, after a period, peace blooms, slowly and always irregularly. Spaces fill with a kind of soothing electric vibration. Our senses, restored, never to be the same, whisper to us, they existed. They existed, and we can be. Be and be better, for they existed.
In the rising of the sun and in its going down, we remember. In the blowing of the wind and in the chill of the winter, we remember. In the opening of buds and the rebirth of spring, we remember. In the blueness of the sky and the warmth of summer, we remember. In the rustling of the leaves and in the beauty of autumn, we remember. In the beginning of the year and when it ends, we remember. When we are weary and in need of strength, we remember. When we are lost and sick at heart, we remember. When we have joys and we yearn to share, we remember. So long as we live, they too shall live, for they are now a part of us. We remember.
On behalf of all those from hospice and home care and the hospital, I'd like to thank you for sharing in this virtual program this year. Hopefully next year we'll be able to have a regular live service, but it's been a privilege for us to present all these things to you. And I'd just like to encourage you, if you're local around Black River Falls and have any needs or supports that you could use, please give us a call. You can get in touch with me. I'm the bereavement coordinator through hospice, or anyone else in our office. Just feel free to call us at 715-284-3255. 3662 for any support or literature that you might need. And again, we thank you for joining us this year.